Thursday. One of our graduates from the Cerebral Palsy Clinic over here in Opelousas, 23 years old. Want to tell her a good morning and happy birthday.
Yep, Santa Claus says hello.
That's right.
This is another benefit that's going to be held over at the Washington ballpark. And the Washington ballpark, if I'm not mistaken, well, no.
That's over across the bayou, across from Mr. Willie's and across from the steamboat.
I think that's what they call the Washington.
I think so.
I know they play ball there.
That's where I
big
played
crowds.
ball.
June 11th and 12th starting at 8 a.m. Concessions. It's going to be a softball benefit for Cliff Richard and family. And Cliff is having complications due to head injury, which is leading to further operations. So again, this is a good a time to spend with your friends, and at the same time you're going to be helping a needy family.
This week's also the Spice and Music Festival here in downtown Opelousas. Now today, Thursday, June 2nd at 6 p.m. Go to South City Park, bring your bicycle, your wagon, and your strollers. There's going to be a parade with decorated wagons, bicycles, and strollers. Call 945-4969 if you want to get involved. And then all weekend long it's going to be music, a jam session with Hadley Castile and his whole crew. That's going to be Friday night. Saturday from June 4th from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. is going to be a fiddle workshop at the Little Theater building. It's right next to the festival site. They already put the rides up, I saw, over by Donald Gardner Stadium. So go near Donald Gardner Stadium. The Magnolia Sisters are going to have Jane Vidrine out there, Anya Burgess of Bonsoir Catin, Sarah Jade Williams, as Hadley's granddaughter, will be playing, Gina Forsyth of Bruce Degapont. I mean, you're talking about a bunch. Christine Balfa, I mean, the Balfa family, you can't miss that. Yvette Landry, a bunch of people. If you want to give them a call, 948-6263, all weekend long near Donald Gardner Stadium.
Vicki was looking up information on her, I guess it's on her cell phone, and the Avoyles, I think they call it Avoyles Today section, really keeps, just some good news story. I'm not sure who puts that up, but they do a real good job. Anyhow, she ran across a death notice of a friend that she knows very well, and a person I've met a couple of times. He was a motorcycle rider, and I have a picture of he and several of his friends from over in Avoyles Parish. He's from Mansoura. He was 65 years old. He died, and funeral services are going to be Thursday. That'll be today, June the 2nd, and visitation will be held at Escude Funeral Home of Cottonport. Yep. But the funeral will be in, well, actually, the Mass, he's of Mansoura, but the Mass will be at St. Mary's Assumption Catholic Church of Cottonport. Later this morning, 10 a.m. 10 a.m., that is correct. And just that smile, that's how I remember him. That's a good natural picture. USS Savage must have been in the Navy, I guess. Well, he could have been, you know, stationed at some time. So my sympathies to my friend.
Dixie Storage, all your storage needs. Maybe after you took everything out of your camp or your house along the Chafalaa Basin, you decided that some things you're going to keep in storage while you redo the camp. Maybe your camp took some water. You know, a few places got, not a lot, but, you know, a lot of people with outdoor kitchens, that type of thing. I think the homes have come out this thing pretty well, around our area at least. Now down south and close to the river, St. Francisville, we got a couple of pictures that we'll show later. There's some water in some of those buildings, but I think overall everybody came out good. But if you're looking for good storage, Dixie Storage, great place to do it. They've got warehouses, they've got stuff for your business. I mean, they got huge loading docks that your big 18-wheelers can back up into, so that, you know, the floor of the warehouse is the same level as the bottom of that truck. They've got the big lifts, forklifts to load from the railroad spur to the trucks, to the littlest bitty load to the biggest load. They've got climate control units in their storage buildings. They've got electricity in those units. If you got RVs, maybe you need to park, and they've got guarantee. They've got, I'll get it out, A+ glass, Lafayette, and Opelousas that can help you with all your glass needs. If it's personal, if it's commercial, if it's your car, if it's your house, they can do all that kind of work. They can fix your window or they can replace your window.
Tell you what, they rented up every unit that Joey has here in St. Landry Parish. People, you know,
you have to have a place to put the stuff.
Good, safe place to
where you gonna go? I mean, there's nobody got an empty warehouse just sitting there not doing nothing. No. So you got to go find a specialist that have a nice, clean place.
That's correct.
Joe Smith Furniture. If you've got to buy some furniture to put back in, you know, once you take that old sofa out, you see how bad it really was. Yeah. You know, the inside the camp is kind of dark. You didn't know how bad it was. You got outside like, pooh, bro, it's time for a new sofa. Go to Joe Smith Furniture. Everything, dining room sets, and they just, you know, just had the big Memorial Day weekend sale. Still got all these nice big sets of dining room sets, bedroom sets, mattresses. Maybe it's just the mattress that you need to update in their mattress warehouse. Go by Joe Smith Furniture here in Opelousas.
I want to give a big thank you to Big John Lejeune from Lawtell, Louisiana. He, for years, has operated a truck and tractor tire repair. He'll go to your place and repair your tire. And we were doing that chicken tree cutting over at Paul Boudreaux's farm out on I-49.
And you had a flat?
And a flat tire. Well, actually, it was not a puncture or anything. I guess a branch or tree or whatever pulled the
tire away from the rim.
Well, no, the insert where you put the air.
The
stem. Pulled the stem out, and he sent his man down and took care of it, Johnny, quick. And so we want to thank you, John. It was good to talk to him. He used to operate one of the canal stations locally here, so I got to been knowing him for 35, 40 years
Very
now.
Good. We got a nice note about right now. Opelousas General Hospital just had their annual donor and volunteer appreciation banquet. You know, you and I, breakfast. You and I know a lot of the folks that donate their time to go help. A lot of the ladies with the red hats and all these different folks from all over the community do a lot of stuff with Opelousas General. I think you got a little video you want to run too, huh, Mark? I don't know if you want to put that in now or after, but anyway. One of the things that Opelousas General does is give back to the community, not just, you know, thank people for helping them, but they made a nice $15,000 donation to the United Way right now.
$15,000.
You read more and more. Gary Keller right there, you know, heads up the hospital that made the donation. It's harder and harder for a lot of these charities. Our friend Ms. Lynn Morrow that runs a cerebral palsy clinic with us, who you know, for years has worked hand in hand with United Way. But it's hard for these places to make it. I mean, you know what it's like with us with the cerebral palsy clinic, always asking for help. United Way is one of those places that helps. It's great that Opelousas General still gives back to the community, because you know it's not easy on them either. You know, they've got a tough road to hoe with the government cutting back on the reimbursements for Medicaid, Medicare, and all the other things that they fight with. So I want to thank Gary and the whole group at Opelousas General.
These cartoons, every once in a while we talk about the cartoons, and this one is cute. This man is talking to his wife, and he says, I propose that we sell the lawnmower and use the proceeds to pay bills. Then we could hire someone to mow the lawn. And his wife standing there, you can see her shaking her head. She says, oh no, you've come under the influence of Bobby Jindal. Bobby Jindal wants to sell the prisons.
Sell the prison, hire somebody
to run them. And, you know, he's having a little problem with that, but you never know. He might give enough of them a little something to take home, a little bacon to take home.
Opelousas Little Theater is doing their summertime classes for campers right now. If you're interested, $40 a camper, discounts for more than one kid. If your kid's all the way from 5 years old to 16 years old, they've got camps for them. Give Dana Reed a call, 351-2591, and her crack student who's helping to teach Erica Stanford from Port Barre, Louisiana.
Obama's at home. President Obama went over to Ireland and located a family member, I don't know how many generations back, but 3 or 4 or 5 generations back. And they poured him a pint. They call it a pint. It's a big glass. It is a pint. It's a pint of beer. I know I enjoyed that when I was over there. In fact, we had dinner at the Guinness Brewery. In Ireland, Dublin, and anyhow, he was
getting loose with that pint
after he had
must
that
not drink that too often, because he sounded a little bit happy after he had it. But that's okay.
This Christy O'Sullivan, that's a good Irish name, who is an Irish government clerical worker, says the president actually killed his point. He gets my vote. His pint. His pint. All kind of little foolishness today. But on the fun side, very unusual happening took place Labor Day, and that was early in the morning. It's about 11 o'clock. The Indianapolis 500 race starts.
Besides you rising.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I woke up. And the leader going into the final lap was
Indianapolis 500, right?
Indianapolis 500 had a good lead on everybody, and
Hildebrand's his name.
Yeah, and he was making the final turn, and he went to pass a car, and everybody said he should have just tapped his brake just for a second, and he had no problem. But he wanted to keep his speed going to win by a long ways. And he hit the wall and spun out. Well, but just tore the car up. Just tore the car up.
Still ended up second in pieces.
Yeah, in pieces. That's how far he was ahead. Then that afternoon, starting around 5 o'clock, the NASCAR race started in Charlotte.
Coca-Cola 600.
Concord, the longest race of the season, 600 miles, and here's Earnhardt Jr. He's finally leading on the final lap. I mean, it's been a while, and he was way ahead. And knowing that gas was a shortage of gas was very probable, but they said go for it, you know. And ran out, coming out of the last turn, ran out of gas, ended up seventh, I think. But that was his fans. I mean, look, he's got by far the strongest following of fans. I mean, they do not. Jimmy Como, my neighbor at the point, he eats and sleeps Dale Jr.
When I watch the races, so I watch for him. I mean, that's
where is he? Where is he? You know, and he's been running pretty good lately. But in fact, he's third or fourth in the points. In the points,
he's done well.
He's done all right. So anyhow, two very, very strange endings to two famous races that occur every Memorial Day.
We got to go to commercial break. TV and radio. Want to thank y'all for watching. Glad to have Bobby Dupree here with me this week that he survived and made it. We'll see you folks on the other side of 3.